Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Deborah Lee. Today I'm going to take you into a group of poses that are going to bring a lot of stretch and strength to your body, especially the hips and the spine. And so it's a beautiful way of just opening up all your joints and strengthening and stretching out your muscles. And so we're going to start actually with a nice long body. And just bring your shoulders down and lift your chest up tall. We always begin like this. It's a nice way to begin your practice. And let's just take a couple of long, slow, deep breaths now. So you're changing your breaths. You're inhaling 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 2, 3, 4. So keep breathing those slow, long breaths until it becomes more instinctive where you don't have to count anymore. But until then, make it a nice long breath because it really opens your body for your poses. And so we're going to begin now. We're going to begin laying down. We're going to be opening the hips and the spine here. So you're going to lay down first. And you're going to open your arms out wide. And go ahead now and lift your hips up for a moment to the ceiling. Bring your hips to the right side of the mat and down on the floor. Bring your knees high into your chest and roll your knees high to your left. Rest your feet on the floor. If the knees don't touch, you can put your hand on your top knee and ease it down slowly. If your knees are not touching, you're going to inhale first, and when you exhale, you bring the knee down until the knees are touching. Press your right shoulder gently down and see if you can look to the right. And breathing those long, slow, deep breaths now. It's a very deep spinal twist, hip stretch. Always 3 to 5 long, slow breaths. Remember, if the knees are not touching, just ease them down very gently and very slowly. Always use your breaths to increase your stretch. And you're looking to the right, and you're trying to ease your right shoulder down. The second phase, we're doing 4 movements here that increases with intensity. Take your left hand on your top knee. Straighten your bottom leg down your mat. It's a very straight leg. The top heel is touching the bottom knee. And then you inhale long. And when you exhale, you bring that knee lower toward the floor. The bottom knee is not in the way now. So you can ease that knee slowly down, still trying to keep your right shoulder on the floor. If you can't get the knee down, don't worry about it. Just do your best, it's all good. Long, deep breaths expands the stretch more. And the top foot is touching the bottom knee. It needs to be bent. That's the only way you can get this knee down to the floor. But now, the third phase, straighten the top leg way out and see if you can grab your toes. If you can't grab your toe, then grab your ankle or your calf and pull it higher if you can. So both legs are straight and you're looking up to the ceiling now, and ease your right shoulder down and breathe long, slow breaths here. And the fourth phase, straighten both legs out to the left. And you're grabbing the toes if you can, or grab the ankle or wherever you can reach, and try to slide them a little higher. And try to flatten your right shoulder down, looking up at the ceiling, and breathe long, slow breaths. If you can't straighten the knees, just take your hand higher up on your leg and then straighten the legs. So the legs should be straight for more effectiveness. Now open the arms out wide. Try to keep the legs straight and flex your feet. And inhale. When you're exhaling, you can bring one leg up at a time or bring both legs up together. If you can, keep them straight. If not, you can bend them coming out of it. Now put the feet back on the floor and lift your hips up. Bring the hips to the left side of your mat because that keeps your spine straight. Bring your knees high to the chest and roll them high all the way to your right to the floor. And ease your left shoulder down. And you can put your right hand on the top knee if the knees are not together. And you inhale very long and slow. And when you're exhaling, that's when the body relaxes. That's when you can ease the knee down a little lower toward the bottom knee. So you always use your breaths to increase your stretch. And it's long breaths. It's inhaling 2, 3, 4, like that. Exhaling down. And the third phase is straighten your bottom leg on your mat, very straight leg, and your top foot is close to the bottom knee as you bring the top knee a little lower, but trying to keep your left shoulder on the floor as much as you can. And so you're holding the knee with your right hand and just inhale long. And when you exhale, your spine relaxes, your body relaxes as you bring your knee down lower toward the floor. Never force a movement. Just use your breaths to deepen. And then straighten the top leg out all the way to your right now. Try to keep the leg straight. Grab your toes if you can. If not, you can grab the ankle or the leg and just pull that leg up higher and breathe long breaths. So you're bringing those breaths to a very long, deep, slow pace. And in the fourth phase, straighten both legs out to the wall, toward the wall to your right, and grab the toes, ease your left shoulder back down. Sometimes it comes off the floor, especially if you're tight. Straight knees, just hold both legs up. You're pulling the legs up as high as you can toward your shoulders to get that deeper stretch. So the reason why we pull the hips to one side of the mat is so that your spine is going straight down your mat. So if you didn't bring the hips to the side, the hips would be all the way to the right and your spine would not be straight. So this is a nice alignment of the spine while you're stretching. And then open the hands out, flex your feet, tighten your knees, inhale first. Exhaling, bringing one leg up at a time, or if you have the strength, bring both legs up, or you can bend your knees. And then put the feet on the floor. And center your hips on your mat now. And you're going to still stay on your back. And then you're going to take your right ankle on your left knee and flex the right foot. And bring your hips to your left. Lock your hands behind your head with your palms facing out. Your hips and left foot are to the left, and just bring both knees down to the floor to your right. So you're flexing the right foot, you're stretching way back with your palms facing the wall behind you. If that bothers your shoulders, you can have your arms out wide if you want. And just feel that really great stretch on your front left side of your waist, your ribs, your hips, your thigh. reaching far back, you're really opening up your shoulders and your spine. Just breathe. You're flexing the right foot to keep the knee nice and straight and the leg more active. Good. And then bring the knee back up again. Now keep your right foot right where it is. Center your hips. Straighten your left leg up to the ceiling. And if you can, you grab the toes. If that's hard, just grab your leg and pull your shoulders as flat as you can and pull the leg back toward your head. Good. So if you can reach the toes, you're still trying to keep your shoulders flat and your tailbone on the floor. This is a double stretch. You're getting a hamstring stretch on your left leg and a hip stretch on your right hip. It's really wonderful. Good. And let's go ahead and switch legs now. So put both feet on the floor. Slide your hips to your right. Bring your right foot to the right. Put your left ankle on your right knee. Flex the left foot. Stretch way back behind you with your hands, palms facing out. Bring both knees down to the floor to your left now. And stretch way back and breathe long, deep breaths here. Your shoulders are pulling way back. Try to relax while you're stretching, nice. Slow breaths are what keeps your body calm. Even if the poses are a little bit intense. Good. And then take your arms out and bring your hips back to center. And then raise your right leg up, flexing both feet. And you can grab the leg if you cannot reach the toes. Otherwise, you grab the toes or the ankles. Then push down your shoulders to the floor and lift up your chest to take your tailbone down to the floor. So you want your back flat here, and you're pulling the leg way back. If that's difficult, just grab your leg. You don't even have to grab the toes if you can't. And then breathe slowly, stretching both your left hip and your right hamstring. Just breathe slow. Good. So go ahead and bring your foot down and bring your other foot down. Center your hips on your mat and straighten your left leg on the floor and raise your right leg up to the ceiling and hold the right foot. If you cannot, just hold your right leg with your right hand. Hold your left hip down with your left hand. And then take the leg all the way wide, not to the floor, but just above the floor. And holding the left hip down. Really great hip stretch. Inner groin, thigh stretch here. And just hold and breathe those slow, long, long breaths. Good. Slowly bring the leg back up again. And we're going to switch legs now. So go ahead now and take your left leg up. And you can grab the toes if you can, or grab the leg. The leg is straight. Put your right hand on top of the hip, because you want to hold that hip down as you're taking the leg out wide. and you're still trying to pull it high while you're taking it just above the floor, flexing both feet, shoulders flat, kind of puff up your chest a little. That really arches the lower back really nicely. And just breathe here. And slowly bring the leg up again and take the leg down. And we're going to go ahead and come up, sit up tall, and we're going to go into opening the hips in a pigeon pose now. So we're going to go to a downward facing dog position. So come into downward facing dog. And lift your hips up high, open your feet as wide as your hips. Hands nice and flat. Relax your shoulders. Allow your heart to melt down. Allow your body to relax. You're going to bring your right leg way up high to the ceiling. We're strengthening the hips before we stretch them out. So raising the leg way up high. Lift up your right hip higher than the left hip. Pull the leg way over to the wall to your left. And just flex that right foot. Bending the knee high. The higher the knee, the stronger the hips. Pull the heel far out toward the wall to your left. And then look forward. Bend the knee. Take the knee to the right edge of the mat. And slide your left leg back into pigeon pose now. Flexing the front foot if your foot is quite forward to protect your knee. You can come on your elbows with your hands in prayer, or hands flat. If you want to feel a deeper stretch, just extend your arms out in front of you and put the head on the floor. So you can do it either way. If you pull your foot more forward across the chest, you will feel much more stretch like that. It's quite intense. So if you're feeling a stretch, you don't have to intensify it anymore. Just feel a good stretch every time you're stretching. You don't want to tear muscles, you just want to stretch them. So if you're feeling a good stretch, no need to intensify it. Just hold it. You should not feel any pain. You should just feel that you're stretching it. And you're still breathing really slow, long breaths. This is such a beautiful hip stretch. It makes you so mobile. So now we're going to go back to downward facing dog. So come up on your knees and plant your hands on the mat. Push up your hips. Push low on your heels. Now your heels are off the floor. Make sure your feet are not so far forward that the heels are on the floor. Relax your shoulders. And raise your left leg up now. Raise your left hip higher than the right. You're tilting the hip. You're taking the leg way up high, then you're taking it way over to the wall to your right. Flexing that left foot. And bending the knee nice and high. Pull the heel far away from your hips. And coming into pigeon pose, just take your left knee to the left edge of the mat. The knee should be wider than the hip. Slide your right leg way back and just come down on your elbows. And your choice if you want to pull your front foot more forward across the chest to deepen the stretch, or if you want to stretch your arms out in front of you and put the head on the floor, you'll feel a much deeper stretch that way as well. So the more you slide your back leg back, the deeper the hips go, the deeper the stretch. Couple more breaths. Always maintaining that long, slow, controlled breath. You never breathe fast, you never breathe short. The shoulders pull back. So we're going to continue with more hip strengthening, leg strengthening here. So you're going to come back now and come up on your knees for a moment, and you're going to go back to downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up high again. So relax the shoulders down. Lunge your right foot forward. You can lift the hand and lunge the foot forward or grab the ankle like that if you want. And you're going to come into a lunge pose. So you're pressing low on the back heel so the leg becomes much more straight. And you drop your hips down and you raise your body up. And that's where you get that stretch on your left hip flexor. You can also take your right hand inside the right foot, open the foot wider, open the hands as wide as the shoulders if you want. It's best to have the hands open as wide as the shoulders. If it's too difficult, you can take the back knee down. But if your back knee is down, drop your hips down and raise your body up, and you will feel that stretch on your left. Otherwise, the heel off the floor, and raising your right arm to the ceiling into a twist, and you're pulling the head back and shoulders back. So you're stretching your hips, you're strengthening your hips and legs, strengthening the arms here. And now we're going to do a side lunge. So turn your body over to the left, take your back foot down. Your back foot is facing a little to the front of your mat. You're turning the toes in. And your body is slightly toward your right leg. The right foot is straight forward. What you do here for side lunge is different from front. Push your hips high, bend your elbows to get your head low, and bend your front knee. Hips high, head low. If you're very flexible, the elbows can go to the floor. Otherwise, just plant your hands on the floor. Hips high, head low, and bend your front knee really, really deep. Just hold for a moment. Good. Walk your hands back. Take your back heel off the floor and lift your front right leg back to downward facing dog. Raise your left leg up and lunge the left foot forward to a front lunge. So just drop your hips and raise your chest up tall. Pull your shoulders back, and you can also have your left hand inside the foot. Press down on your back heel. Again, you can have the knee on the floor if you want, but make sure you lower the hips and raise your body up tall if you do that. Otherwise, heel off the floor. So your hips are, your spine is angling upward. Your hips are lower than your left knee, and that really stretches your right hip a lot more. As you raise your left arm to the ceiling now, and pull back your body and your head and shoulders into a twist. And then we're going to go to side lunge. So take both hands down, turn over to your right, take your back heel down, your back foot facing the front of the mat a little, and then lift your hips high, bend your elbows to get your body down, hips high, head low, and bend your front knee forward to deepen your side lunge now. You can take the elbows to the floor if you need to. Good. Take both hands to the front. Take both knees down to the floor for a moment. And let's stretch our spine up tall. So open up now, nice and high. And let's just balance our spine nice and even, raising the arms really high to the ceiling here. And then we're going to sit down. Here we're going to strengthen our hips and our legs, and you're going to go into taking your right foot. I'm going to mirror you. So your right foot on your left knee, flex both feet, and open up. Lift your chest up, lean back, and raise your your left leg up. If it's hard, take the foot off and then raise the leg up. Good. Release. And switch legs. So bend your left knee and put your left foot on the right knee and raise your arms up high. Lean back and raise your right leg up. If it's hard, just take the left foot off. Good. Release. Cross the legs. Again, let's stretch up nice and tall. Pull the arms far back. Lift your shoulders high. Breathe deep here. And before we lay down, take your hands behind. And again, I'll show you sideways so you can see the posture. The hips pull back. You come up on your palms. Pull your chest forward and your chin high. Let's lay down on our backs before we relax. Just raise your legs up to the ceiling and open in a big wide split. This is another beautiful hip stretch. Take the hands inside the knees. Underneath the knees is fine. Flex your feet and just pull in. Don't pull the feet high. Take the legs out wide for a wide spread. So your feet are even with your hips. Good. And then bend the knees, grab the outside of your feet, pull the elbows out. Now lift up your chest and pull your shoulders flat so your tailbone comes on the floor. So lift up your chest and pull the knees way down to the floor, keeping the chest up and tailbone flat. And then bringing the feet together, locking the hands on the feet, and just pull the feet close to your chest now. Again, shoulders flat, chest lifting. You'll find your hips going right to the floor. So your tailbone should not be lifting off the floor. So when you lift your chest up, it really flattens your back here. And we are ready for final relaxation pose now. So go ahead now and straighten both legs. And hands facing up, with your shoulders down, away from the ears. The hands are a little away from the hips and the feet are open as wide as your mat. Close your eyes now. Inhale long and deep. Inhale deep again. Surrender into this beautiful, calm moment that brings balance to your body, mind, and spirit. Relax. Now taking a long, deep breath. As you start slowly breathing long and moving your hands slowly, your feet slowly, your arms and legs, your head softly from left to right. Bending the knees into your heart. With the knees together, roll the knees in a nice circle, massaging your back. Roll all the way to your right side now. Hands under your face like a pillow for a moment, and enjoy your final moment of relaxation here. And extending the top leg forward straight, look down to the floor to your right. Take both hands on the floor and gently push off the floor with your head kind of low, and then turn into a cross-legged pose now, and just sit up nice and tall, hands in Om sign, and we're going to finish our practice coming together with our beautiful sound. Inhale long and deep. Hands in your heart center and bow. And I wish you peace and joy and love always. And the light in my spirit honors the light in your spirit. Namaste, guys. You should be feeling wonderful with your hips and your body so open. And what you did was that you just took care of your whole body, mind, and spirit. So have a much lovely day now and enjoy the beautiful feeling that you're feeling now after this practice. Shanti. Bye. Until next time, guys. Thank you so much for joining my class. Take care.